Okay, so his research area is on bioelectronics, electronic nodes, bioinstrumentation, as well as the engineering education. Maybe they will share the experience that they have to those who are still new in getting the international grant. So this is the time for you to listen to their presentation so that maybe we can together, same together, later on apply this international grant so that everybody will have the international grant for your career advance. So I think this is very important because as you know that in UTM, in Myra, we are still lacking in the international grant as well as the industry grant. So we want to have this more in this particular grant, especially if you are becoming the project leader, so can be count as your principal investigator. Okay, even though they are now just a member, so this is an opportunity as well to learn from them what is the experience that they have in this particular international grant. Okay, all right. So without any further ado, so now I would like to invite our first speaker, Dr. Muhammad Arif Barudin, to share his experience on this particular grant. Over to you, Dr. Arif.
Thank you very much, Prof. Okay, so Assalamualaikum and a very good morning. Actually, Prof's expectation is very high. What I will be presenting today is actually some of my experience that I have gone through while joining as a member in an international grant, which is ICF, under Prof. Omar. Prof. Omar is the project leader from Marine Technology Center, UTM. Okay, but actually, my presentation today is not catered towards two technical parts, but mostly on my experience, what I have gone through while joining this grant, this project, and also maybe at the end I will share maybe some insights on what I have see in order for us to maybe at least gain success or at least gain a chance to actually achieve or to get an international grant. But this is specifically for ICF lah, for ICF lah. Mostly a grant under Mostly. So without further ado, let me share my slides. Okay. Sorry, one moment. Okay. Okay. So Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I will start sharing with you my experience on while joining my experiments while joining an ICF grant under Prof. Omar. So before I move to the details on the grant on ICF, basically I would just like to share some brief history of how I actually joined. How I got the chance to join the project with Prof. Omar, Prof. Omar Yaakob. All right. So actually, I started, becoming a member of this project. Actually, from a project prior to ICF, which is the PRGS, also under Mosby, if I'm not mistaken. And in that project, they actually were trying to develop and construct a prototype platform that will be deployed on the sea, okay, which is actually the location itself is actually 100 meters. Okay, the location is in Pulau Tinggi, this Pulau Tinggi is 10 kilometers from the mainland, Malaysian mainland. And if you see here, I have put here 19.73 kilometers from the nearest jetty lah. Okay. Okay, and here this is the location, something like the probabilistic. I mean, where the platform was actually deployed. Okay, it was deployed in Pulau Tinggi, close to Shah's Resort Pulau Tinggi lah, and the location is actually 100 meters from the seashore. Okay, from the pantai lah. Okay, and this is what the platform looks like. Okay, something like this, where the main goal of this project was actually to create this and to test this platform, where they actually installed several generators, okay, wave generators with different type of generation. Okay, there are some that is rotating and some which is vertical movement for generating. Why we were invited to join was actually Prof. Omar invited Dr. Jasrul because he wanted to install some solar panels to be the backup to the power generation on the platform itself. Okay, so I joined in to install a small monitoring system small IoT system, so that we can actually access the power generated on this platform from the shore and from anywhere anywhere in the world, because we upload it into the cloud. Okay, so this is the system that we installed, and this is something like the what the system looks like. We have several sensors which is placed to where the on the cables that is connected to the generators, and we measure the energy, the power, I mean the current and the voltage supplied by the generators. Okay, and then the data is kept in the cloud, and also these are samples of the data. So basically, prior to joining ICF, Prof. Omar actually had several projects that is related to the project in ICF itself. So before, I guess, before having this PRGS project, he actually had an FRGS project. Okay, and then continued with this PRGS project, and then based on these two projects, he is I mean, these two projects are actually the stepping stone to getting the project for ICF. Okay. So this is the team members of that project. The title of the project is Malaysia-China Research and Cooperation on Marine Renewable Energy Utilization. Okay. And the collaboration was actually done between MTC in UTM, Marine Technology Center, under which is actually situated in SKE, right? With NOTC, okay, NOTC, National Ocean Technology Center, which is the Ocean Technology Center in China lah. So the collaboration was done with Professor Wang Xiaoyong. Okay, and as you can see, in order to to get ICF last time, the deal was we are applying grant, but our collaborator also will have something like a matching grant. Okay, something like a matching grant in order to to establish our proposal in ICF. So as you can see, in this project, we can see some synergistic approach that is being using here, right? Because in this project from UTM itself, we are actually a combination of our team from SKE, which I have highlighted here in yellow. So Dr. Jasro, Dr. Nozana, Dr. Najulia, Dr. Zulkarnain, Dr. Siti Mahra, and me, myself, from SKE. And then we have like our friends from mechanical or from MTC, which is Prof. Omar, and then Dr. Kang, okay, Dr. Muhammad Effendi, and there are also some other friends from geoinformatics like Dr. Nurul Hazrina, Dr. Ami, Dr. Hawani, and so on. So this project is actually a synergy of three different school of thoughts, three different areas, which are geoinformation, mechanical, and also electrical. And these were the milestones. The project is actually nearly its end, and actually all the objectives have been achieved, but there are still some fine tunings before we can submit the report. So this was the milestone that have been achieved for this grant. Okay, this project. The first one, as you can see here, it's a completion of dynamic numerical model using their 3D software. So this is geoinformation. This is work by the geoinformation team. And then completion of ocean energy characteristic mapping in Malaysian South China Sea with spatial and temporal domains. This one, if I'm mistaken, is combination of geoinformation and also mechanical from MTC. And then the third one is from MTC, but during the it says here identification of 3 optimum locations for development of ocean energy farm by optimizing the area of ocean energy. So the identification is done using what they have simulated and they have studied from the first 2 milestones. But then for the verification, we actually went to the site, okay, to actually collect some data lah, and do comparison with the data that we have collected from the data collected compared with the data that we get from the numerical model and also from the GIS information. And finally, based on the information that we get here, our team from SKE actually designed an ocean power converter test bed to test. So, for example, if we can get information, GIS or the ocean and the wave information uh, from for example GIS or from other numerical model, for example, the information can be fit into the testbed to emulate the movement of the waves and see and we can actually see how much voltage and how much current can be generated, how much energy can be generated by our generators. Okay, so that was the job for our team from SKE. Okay. So this is what it looks like for the first, I guess, two milestones. Okay, so they actually collected. They actually had to buy quite expensive data, GIS data, and then they process it and to find out the optimal location. Okay, where the wave can at least the wave is enough to actually generate or turn our turbine lah, our generator turbine, right? So from the data study, as you can see, the red area here is the best lah, because they have a very high wave power, a very strong wave, and then strong undercurrent and so on lah. But if you look for the area closest to Malaysia, I guess these 3 locations are the best lah. But it's not very strong, but it at least have stronger waves lah in these 3 locations. Okay, these 3 locations. So after that, this platform, this was the platform that I was saying just now from the previous project. This platform was used also in order to collect some data, but since this platform is placed in Johor, Pulau Tinggi, so which is around this area, okay, we can see that the wave is at least a bit strong, but not as strong as the 3 locations here lah. Okay. And after that, the team from mechanical, and I also joined some of the trips to collect the data, to collect real data from the locations. Okay, So team from mechanical went to these 3 locations to collect data. Okay, data, and using that data, they um, compare. Okay, do comparison with the GIS data. All right. And this is the master flow chart lah, which is how the project was done. So we have you know, data from satellite, ancillary data, and in situ observation data. This one, some of this data had to be bought lah, and it was quite expensive. And these are the work by the geoinformation team. And then this part here, combining with this part, if you see here, there's a intersection here. It's actually worked by the mechanical team, and then this part is basically what have been done by our team from SKE. Okay, so as you can see, even though we have a different specialty or different different set of skills, but finally with the combination of these 3 teams, we actually was successful, was able to complete this project successfully. Sorry. So some of the activities. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Okay. So these were some of the activities that have been done in while throughout the project. Okay. The first one is visit and knowledge sharing with the collaborator. Okay. If you notice here, actually this part, okay, this is your optimization of the binary by an OTC partner. So even at the data processing phase, okay, some part was done by the team in UTM, and some part was helped by our partner in an OTC. Yeah. Okay. And basically, actually, NOTC is one of is the main body in China that is doing research on ocean technology, and they actually have a very advanced technology which can since they are since they are the wave in the sea around the China area is actually very strong, so they can actually generate up to megawatt of energy lah. But and they have very advanced technology on ocean generation, ocean power generation. So we actually learn a lot. We actually learn a lot from them through knowledge sharing. And as you can see, the picture down here is when they came to visit us before we apply for ICF. Okay, because at that time we were trying to sync the project that they have with how we can actually match it with the project in ICF. And then if you see the 3 other pictures here, some of our team members, if you can see in this picture, there's Dr. Zulkarnain and also Dr. Nozana, and this is Prof. Omar, and several other of our friends from Geoinformation, Dr. Ami and Dr. Kang also from the MTC, went to China, okay, for knowledge sharing, and also for knowledge sharing, basically for knowledge sharing, and also to plan ahead on what are the activities that we can do with them. Okay, and then the next one is acquiring GIS database. So this was done by team from Geoinformation, and they actually they managed to get good data, okay, and managed to get the information like the graph I have shown just now. All right. And then we also went for site visits to collect data for verification. So in this time around, me, Dr. Jasrul, Dr. Nazara, and Dr. Mahira also joined them to for data collection. So that was the first time I went on to this kind of structure. We call it Kong Kong. which is on the sea. So the mechanical team brought their probe, okay, to measure how much wave can be generated around this area. And while doing that, we also join in to collect data for solar irradiation. Okay, solar irradiation. Okay. Then finally is the our part lah, design and development of the emulator. So while doing this, we also invited Dr. Razman to join us. So this figure was drawn by him, Dr. Razman, and this is the system, our emulator system lah, which is installed. We have already developed and constructed in P07. The lab on the topmost floor, right? So here we use the DC motor, okay, to the DC motor to emulate the movement of the waves, okay, and then a turbine, okay. Actually, we emulate wind turbine and also a wave turbine. We installed turbine there, PMSG, if I'm not mistaken, which is connected directly to the motor, and this motor will be feed in with data from processed by the from mechanical and geo information, okay, in order to move the data as if, okay, to emulate the movement of the waves or to emulate the wind speed, right? And then from here we can monitor how much. We have some download here, so that we can monitor how much voltage and how much current is actually generated, and how much energy is can be actually achieved from the data that we collected. So meaning that after this, if we have data, then we can actually see or test how much energy can be generated, alright, using this emulator. Okay. And this is a hybrid system, hybrid generating system, where we have emulator for wind and wave, and we also have these solar panels are also integrated into the system, all right. So after this, when this is fully completed, now we are finalizing the construction of this emulator. So after this, maybe we can, if we have good data or wind data, we can try to get estimate the output lah, okay, or the energy output from that kind of wave. Okay. All right. So the challenge, some of the challenges is, during this project, we COVID-19 hit the whole world. So some of the schedules had to be rescheduled due to COVID-19. But another one is this one, okay? Because for ICF, they actually have several interim reports that they ask, and in each interim report, they actually check very detailed on the purchase, and then on the progress of the project. Okay, so if you see here, there were some of our friends from RMC also attended to help us, okay, to answer some of the questions from the panels. Okay, because they will actually check in detail. Okay, they will ask you, okay, why did you buy this, or where does this thing is related to the project, and so on. Okay, all right. So those were some of the challenges when going through this project. So finally, this is some takeaway notes from my observation throughout this project. So some of the factors to successful grant application and also project completion is, the first one, success of this project is because one of the reason is because we have charismatic leaders. A charismatic leader, where Prof. Omar is actually is a very good planner, a very good leader, and also he is very strict with time and the progress. So that's why we were able to fulfill or to finish the project. So but in the application phase, okay, prior we actually need some prior projects that is related to the proposal lah. Because I can see that this helped a lot. I actually joined the proposal defense for this project. I went with Prof. Omar, and we can see that with when including the information where we tell them that okay, we actually have this platform already deployed, and then we have done some study on this thing. So what we are trying to do in ICF is just actually extending what we already have to get the objective, to get the objective of the project. So I found that during the presentation, it was very smooth, and the panels was all very satisfied because they can see that okay, this project is actually have background study, and there might be not so much problem to to actually finish the project successfully, something like that. All right, so I can see that prior projects or grants that is actually very related to the project helps in applying this grant. And then the next one is our international collaborator lah. First, the international collaborator should be very suitable. I mean, should suit the project. And in this case, they chose NOTC, which is an expert in ocean technology. And when applying this grant, they also have something like an in-kind grant, which is also with a very quite huge amount. So I also found that this information also help in get in the success of applying for this grant. Okay? And then for the project completion, the next one is our awesome team members lah, because I found that in this project, everybody all teams were actually independent. Okay? Were independent. They can move independently, even though the even though uh, uh, the budget was actually divided into 3 years, and each team member were actually assigned the budget on different years, but work was started. Okay, every team actually started work from the start of the project until the end. So I found that that also helps in completing this project. And then when applying our proposal, we should show that okay, these three small projects actually build up to one main goal. Okay, and it should be very related, because recently I also tried applied for ICF again with Dr. Bani from Civil, if I'm not mistaken, and also Dr. Sohana from SPU. So, however, it was a bit challenging because the project that was proposed was actually not the main project. The side project was not very much towards the main project. So the panels were not very happy lah. And I find that the panels nowadays are quite strict, because they all they see is they want everything to be state of the art. Okay, state of the art. So we have to be careful when we want to try to apply when doing the proposal for to apply for this kind of grant. And finally, great management and additional help from friends and surrounding people, because throughout our project, I find that help from friends, and when we go to the site, help from the surrounding people also helps to make this the procession of this project smooth. Okay, so that's the end of my presentation, my sharing session. So hopefully what I have presented will be useful, give some insight for you to apply for a grant like ICF, and also hopefully it will be useful knowledge for you. Okay, thank you very much. So I'll send back to Prof. Kamal, or should I send directly to the next speaker, which is Dr. Julia? Thank you very much.
Okay. Habis ah, thank you ah.
Okay, okay, thank you. So I give back to Prof. Kamal here. Thank you very much.
Okay, maybe we can have last at the end of the session of Q&A. So now I would like to invite Dr. Nur Julia to share the experience. Dr. Julia.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Prof. Kamal. Thank you, Dr. Arif, for the sharing session. Right. Okay. Assalamualaikum and good morning, everyone. So, in this particular sharing session, I will share some experience that I've gone through when become a member in this particular Erasmus Plus project. Okay, right. So basically, this is the topic or the title of this grant. Okay, it's Building Skills 4.0 through University and Enterprise Collaboration. The acronym for this project is SHIFT. Okay, SHYFTE 4.0. All right. So basically, this project is about collaborating, okay, or to develop the skills, the IR 4.0, okay, in higher educational institution, and also to reskill or upskill the industrial workers. Okay, so basically this particular project is to reduce the gap, okay, to reduce the gap that we have between our higher education and industry, especially the SMEs. Okay, we focus on the SMEs, okay, small, medium enterprise. Okay, um, for Erasmus, actually, they have two types of grant, okay. The other grant, we call it as a management grant, okay. So that particular grant does not have any technical approach, okay, is just more on management approach, okay. But for the grant that we have here, okay, me and my team, okay, we are actually under capacity building for higher education. So this particular grant is kind of very technical. So there is a lot of work that need to achieve, okay, to ensure the objective set by the coordinator is successfully achieved. Okay, so this is the aim, okay, for this project. And if you want to know further, you can go to the website that I write down here, shift.eu. So there's a lot of information there about this project. Okay, so basically, there are three objectives in this project: to build and strengthen a link between higher education and also the industry, higher education institute and also the industry. Okay, so basically, we will propose a module on reskilling and upskilling. Okay, that's what the main objective of this project. Okay, and then also in order for us to bring the future ready students, okay, for industry 4.0. Okay, so in this particular project also we applying, okay, a 21st century teaching and learning method, okay, in a way for us to reduce the gap between industry and also the higher education. And also, the last objective or the third objective is we are required to develop a learning center, okay, and this particular learning center is located in all Asian partners. Okay, later I will show you who is our partners. Okay, so this particular learning centers or centers, learning centers of excellence, okay, will be a center for each domain. Okay, so in Shift, we have 4 main domains. Okay, later I will show you what is the domain. So this is our project partners. All right. So we have from Europe partners, from France is University of Lumiere Lyon. Okay, so this university is our coordinator. Okay, and then we also have a member from partners from Italy and Portugal, and also we have one company or industry from France. The company name is Cognitus. Okay, so for Asian partner, we have three partners from 3 countries. Okay, and each country will have 2 university to represent the country. All right, so for Thailand, we have Chiang Mai University and Kasetsart University. All right, for China, we have Chengdu of Information and Technology University and also the Chengdu University. They both are located in district of Chengdu. Okay, and for Malaysia, we have 2 universities that representing Malaysia. Okay, University Putra Malaysia in KL and University Technology Malaysia. Okay, and also for this project, each Asian partners will have their own associated partners. So for UTM, since we are dealing or handling the artificial intelligence domain, so our partner or our associate partner is Cairo. Okay, UTM Cairo. Okay, Center of Artificial Intelligence. Okay, so this is the map of for our project partners. Okay, where are they located? Okay, in the world map. Okay, so basically, this is the Asian part and this is the Europe part. Okay. Okay, so I would like to say thank you so much to Professor Madya Dr. Sharifah Kamila. Because she invite me to join this team. Okay, so basically this is our team in UTM. Okay, so it's led by Dr. Sharifah Kamila, and our team member is Professor Madya Dr. Naziha Ma'azli, Professor Madya Dr. Azhar, me myself, and Dr. Usman Ullah. And also we have our team from School of Computing, Dr. Aida Ali. Okay. All right. So as what I mentioned earlier, so in this particular project, we have 4 domains or 4 pilots. Okay, this particular 4 pilots is need to come out or need to develop a learning center. Okay, a learning center of excellence. Okay, for Malaysia, we have 2 pilots. Okay, pilot number 3 is wireless network, which is handled or lead by UPM. And pilot 4, okay, pilot 4 is artificial intelligence, which is led by UTM. Okay, so the other 2 pilot is led by Thailand, industrial engineering, and also for pilot number 2, software engineering and big data is led by China. Okay, so this is the project benefit. Okay, project benefit for every Asian partners. Okay, so the project will support current and future national economics agenda. Okay, everybody in this world will are leading to Industrial Revolution 4.0. So other than having the Industrial 4.0 in industry, okay, we as a higher education institute also need to be ready, okay, as an institute to supply a human capital for the industry. Okay, therefore the Industry 4.0 is not related only to the industry, it's also to our site as well. Okay, so from this particular project, we have learned, okay, on how to develop the module, okay, on how to develop the module that related to each domain. Okay, for example, in UTM, we will develop the artificial intelligence module for our learning center, because that particular learning center later, okay, can be approached by whoever in this world who wants to reskill or upskill, because this particular learning center later uh, can teach students, okay, students, fresh graduate students, and also can teach someone from industry for them to upskilling or reskilling. Okay, all right. So due to COVID, we have some problem in pursuing this particular project because we cannot have a regular meeting like previously. Okay, and then there is some limitation in implementing or in developing the training for trainers, okay, and also the training for students, because due to the COVID situation. Okay, other than that, the challenge that we face is to ensure, okay, the purpose of training is achieved. Okay, the everybody that come to our center will get what they want. Okay, so basically to come out with the module, okay, to for our learning center, we need to do a lot of surveys. Okay, surveys from the industrial side and also surveys from the higher education side, okay, on what is their expectation when they are coming to our learning center, especially in artificial intelligence domains for UTM. Okay, all right. So as a member, okay, as a member in this particular international grant, okay, some experience that I can say things that a good exposure for you. Okay, it's a very good exposure for you. And yeah, as we know, to get an international grant is not an easy task. Okay, so we need to have somebody that have a great networking with people or with the universities from Europe to get the Erasmus. Okay, otherwise it's very hard for you to get the opportunity to join the grant. From my side, I don't have any experience in applying the grant because I'm also been invited by the project leader to work with this grant. So the thing that I want to share today is not about getting the grant, but it's about what benefit that I get when become a member of this grant. Okay, as a new staff, as a new lecturer, as a new academia, the first thing that I get, okay, the experience that I get is building my networking. Okay, I know a lot of people, okay, and people from Europe also from the university that have been our partners also knowing me. So we know each other and building some networking for future. Okay, they also have our CV, and then if let's say we have some proposal, then we can easily approach them. Okay, that is about the networking. Okay, and then the working environment and also the working style. Okay, previously when we work with Malaysians or with Asians, okay, normally the working style or working environment is more or less the same. Okay, we have a very leisure working style. Okay, it's just Asian working style. I believe that you all know what is the Asian working style. Okay, but when we work with Europe people, they are very particular, very detailed. Every single things need to be documented. Okay, therefore, from this project, okay, I learn on how to document everything that I do. Okay, and we need to be very organized. Otherwise, everything will be missed here and there. Okay, so experiences I have, my work is more or less more organized compared to previously. And I start to uh, look in detail for everything that I do. Okay, and then after that, the knowledge. Okay, about the knowledge. So previously, my knowledge on artificial intelligence and also the wireless and network is very little because I'm working in power electronics area. So power electronics area, we not so much um, knowing about the artificial intelligence and wireless network. Okay, we just use it inside our project, but we not really know it in detail. But with this project, thank you to Allah, I got a lot of knowledge. Okay, to about the artificial intelligence especially because me myself are developing the module for artificial intelligence learning center. Okay, besides I have uh, our friends from Cairo also give their help, give their point of view in developing the modules as well. Okay, and then in knowledge in management, all right. So in the beginning, before we reach this we before we start the project, okay, um, in the management side, I learned a lot on how to deal, okay, on how to deal with our uh, UTM management. Because when we have the international grant, there is some parts that we need to do where um, when the Europe partner want to inject money to us. Okay, so for this project, for your information, we received about 82,000 euro. So it's around 300,000 ringgit Malaysia, 300,000 plus ringgit Malaysia. Okay, so to receive that amount of money, we need to deal with UTM management so that we need to do a lot of paperwork and then uh, from the schools and then up to the lembaga pengarah university and so and then to the our bendahari. Okay, and all these management things, okay, I learned a lot. Before this, I don't even know what is the procedure of it. Okay, even we also need to deal with our legal in UTM, okay, because to endorse all the MOA, okay, memorandum of agreement for this particular project. All right, and then last but not least, okay, since this project, we need to travel to our partners' country for meetings. So when traveling, of course, we will learn about other people's cultures, and also you will have an experience in the traveling site moments. Okay, so this is the meetings, okay, that we have gone through before it stops due to COVID-19. Okay, so we have our kick-off meeting. The first meeting for this project is on January 2019, which held in Lyon in our coordinators university. Okay, as you can see there, this Professor Mada Dr. Sharifah Kamila here. Okay, and then the second meeting is held in Chiang Mai. Okay, me and Dr. Sharifah also been there. Okay, and the third meeting was in Lisbon. So Dr. Naziha representing UTM in Lisbon. The fourth meeting is in Chengdu, China. Okay, so Lisbon in Portugal. Okay, Chengdu in China. So we have Dr. Nurul Muazzah here. Okay, and also Dr. Sharifah Kamilah representing UTM, and our fourth plenary meeting in Chengdu. Okay, so basically in this particular meeting, okay, we are presenting the work that we have done, the work that we have prepared in Malaysia, presenting and discussing about what should be added or what should to be removed. Okay, and then so before the COVID, okay, before we are not allowed to travel, so this is the last two meeting, okay, for this particular project. We have the fifth plenary meeting in Benevento, where me and Dr. Muazzah representing UTM. So in Benevento, we start to develop the teaching programs and also the learning materials for our domains. Okay, and then this is the very last meeting in Lyon, okay, on February 2020, before our MCO starts at 18 March, okay. Luckily, we managed to come back. All right. Um, so in this, the last plenary meeting, okay, we actually have come up with the syllabus, okay, for the learning center for artificial intelligence domain. All right. I think that's all that I want to share for today. Um, I'm so sorry if you did not get any benefit from my sharing, but these are the things that I feel, these are the things that I get from this particular project as a member. Okay, so that's all for today, and thank you. I pass to Dr. Prof. Kamal for the next presenter.
Okay, once again, thank you very much, Dr. Nur Julia. Okay, so now I would like to invite, I think I saw that Dr. Fauzan is already online. So we would like to invite Dr. Fauzan, Cik Khairi, for our last speaker. And then at the end, we can have just a sharing session Q&A. Okay, over to you, Dr. Fauzan.
Okay, thank you very much. Dengar tak? Boleh dengar? Hello, hello.
Dengar, dengar, dengar.
Dengar, dengar.
Dengar. Okay,
Dengar.
okay. Okay, let me share my slides. Nampak?
Nampak, nampak.
Okay. Okay, I'll try to make this quick. I use the slides from previous presentation. Anyway, okay, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera daripada Penang sekarang ni. Still working in industrial attachment in Penang and National Instrument. So I'm just taking some time out of the meetings to present this. So I'll present a few things today. The international grant. So this is basically when I was as a deputy director of international UTM International before. I was there for 4 years, so that I got a lot of experience in terms of internationalization, and this is part of the experience. I'll talk about 3 grant. There are a few more, but I think I'll just limit this to 3 grant that I have managed for the past few years. First is Erasmus Plus capacity building, the same one that Dr. Nujulia talked about just now. Another one is Erasmus Plus KA1, which is the mobility from Erasmus, and another one is UMAP, University Mobility of the Asia Pacific. So I'll talk a lot about Erasmus because before this I was managing this in UTM International. Actually, European Union has a lot of different grant. Another one that is popular is Horizon 2020. Another one is Erasmus Plus. Erasmus Plus is mainly a mobility grant. So you can see here different types of grant that is available for Erasmus Plus: credit mobility, joint master degree, capacity building, Jean Monnet activity, and other opportunities as well. There's many others, but these are the most common one. And I will talk about 2 of these: credit mobility and also capacity building. in terms of credit mobility, is actually a grant that helps student and also staff to move between Europe and Asia, especially between the target countries that you think that they will be benefit for us to go to. So the way that you can get this grant is you have to talk to the European partner. This one we cannot apply as coordinator. We can only apply as partner. So we need to talk to our European partner. We tell them, okay, we have a research student and we like to send our student there. Is there any opportunity in Erasmus Plus? Then they will talk to their international office and ask if the international office want to do collaboration with our university. Basically, if you ask UTM International, there are a lot of Erasmus Plus in terms of credit mobility that's available. Usually they advertise it in their websites, and they can student can apply, and the amount of money that the student get is quite a lot. I think 700 euro per month or 600 euro per month, and they can go for 3 to 6 months. For staff also, we can go from 3 weeks to 1 month, if I'm not mistaken, and they also have allowance for staff as well. So if you have any partner that you know in European countries, European universities that might be interested in exchanging students with us, then you might talk to them to see the opportunity of applying for Erasmus Plus KA1. This is called KA1. I'm not sure if this still available. Usually every 5 years they change the policy of the grant, but I'm sure they are. If not KA1, they probably call it key action, something else. But this has been around for quite some time now. Credit mobility, and one of the rule of this is, as you see from the name, you need to give credit to the student. So all student that goes through this needs to get the credit, meaning if they go for semester exchange for the course that they have gone through, they need to get the credit back to the partner university. If not, then there will be problems. um, so okay, this is the 1 week to 2 months for staff, 3 to 12 months for student, and if for internship 2 to 12 months. So you can see there's a lot of opportunity. If you know anybody from that country, usually the opening of this grant is in February. So basically the European works quite quick. Like 6 months before, you have to contact them and tell them that you are interested to send some students, and please include our university in their application for credit mobility. Usually this university, they already have a target partner that they want to do it with. So if you build good reputation with them, then they will probably include you in the list to be included as the application for credit mobility. These are some of the credit mobility that we managed to obtain during my time in international office with Spain, Estonia, Czech Republic, Turkey, Lithuania, Greece, and I think I've been to all of these except for Turkey and Greece. Okay, that is all about Erasmus Plus Credit Mobility, KA1, Key Action 1. Sorry, it's actually Key Action 1, yeah, 107 if I'm not mistaken. Next is capacity building. So this is the one that Dr. Julia presented herself running the grant. So we have received also grant in UTM as coordinator as well. But as we have quite a lot, I think I have lost count on how many Erasmus capacity building grant we have in UTM. We have in Kuala Lumpur, in JB, we have 3 or 4 running at this time. So before this is called Tempus Alpha before 2014, but now it's Erasmus Plus. I think they still maintain the name Erasmus Plus even in 2021. I have checked. So this has it seems like the program has continued, although during COVID it's much more challenging to run this type of program, because capacity buildings means you have to go there or somebody have to come here in order to exchange knowledge. So in terms of projects, there are many different type of projects. Some are catering towards policy change in the country itself. Some are focusing on more on curriculum development. So in UTM, even we have a joint projects, we have structural project as well, and we have also national project. We can have national project, meaning Malaysian university only with European partner. We can also have multi-country project, meaning many countries with European partner. In any case, there will be European partner because the money is from Erasmus or European Union, right? So in terms of for higher education, our target is a joint project or structural project. Structural project are more bigger project where you want to make reform in terms of national level, meaning you have to include the Ministry of Education or a ministry in higher level in Malaysia if you want to go for structural project. But if you want to go for joint project, like you want to build new curriculum, you want to do active learning, you want to do maybe blended learning, or the maybe online learning at this time, so you want to develop together, develop the curriculum, so that can be done here. So I will share later list of topics that has been accepted, especially in Malaysia. Of capacity building, the project is 3 years. Project is run by a consortium of a university. Like Dr. Julia said, you have to get agreements with all these universities, and the money stuff, the management stuff is usually the difficult or challenging part of this project. Because this project are really not, I wouldn't say it's a research project, because research project for Erasmus, it will be under Horizon 2020. This is more a capacity building or how to develop human resources in each university. So annual proposal is by EU, and for this capacity building, Asian university or Asian partner can apply as coordinator. So this is the difference between KA1 and also capacity building grant. So we can apply. So if we UTM wants to apply, in fact, I think we have 2 or 3 grant that we are the coordinator, UTM as coordinator. One in KL, Dr. Rosmini, and one in Johor, the one that I know lah. Maybe after my time that there are new ones coming out. Oh, okay. This is the list of project since 2000 and uh, no, max 2019 if I'm not mistaken. Dr. Nujulia project is probably not in here, but there probably much more after this. So you can see here the number of partners. I am member of Aspire and also TASE. The number of partners, I mean university that's related to this project is 12. For TSA 30 up to 30. 30 is maximum if I'm not mistaken. Repacy in IBS 10. In Motion FKM 7. Foodie IBS 10. So looking at this, actually the project is not so um, I wouldn't say it's difficult, but here are the list of titles that we might be able to look and see if it fits us. Maybe we can contact some of the partner and see if we can get the grant together. This is one project, UTP. Sorry, Institute Technology Petronas, UniKL, and UTM. Innovative teaching and learning strategies in open modeling and simulation environment for student-centered engineering education. As you can see, the title is, I think probably nothing new to us. We probably are familiar with this and we can do this definitely. Next one, tuning Asia Southeast. So this is also a curriculum, a method of developing curriculum. They teach using the method from Tuning Academy, if I'm not mistaken. Tuning Academy. This is the one with 30 partner, and I'm the coordinator in Malaysia. Sorry, in UTM. This one has finished, I think, the grant. Next, International Master Degree Education in Nanoelectronics in Asian University. As you can see, the title are not something special. International Master Degree. So basically, they are developing master degree in nanoelectronics in Asian University. All the university that is interested, they gather together. They say they want to make a nanoelectronic course in master. Then they just ask Erasmus for some grant. Then they get a few million ringgit for them to develop the curriculum. Joint master degree, food security and climate change. I'll just go through very quickly. Blended learning courses for teachers, educators between Asia and Europe. This one also probably UTM also have the capability to lead this even. Okay, that one is all curriculum based. That is curriculum development. Next is modernization of governance. So, other than curriculum development, we can also ask for change in governance. For example, financial management, capacity building in commercialization or research, and things like that. So these are some of the titles that is available in Malaysia. International Media Studies, Media Literacy as Media Competence for Social Change, Advancing University Financial Management Practice in Southeast Asia, Strategic IP Management for Effective RNI in Asian Higher Education. I'll talk more about this later on because this is the one that I'm leading now. Marco Polo, I forgot what this is all about. Assessing and improving research performance of Southeast Asian University. You see from the title is not something very difficult. We can already understand what they are doing even by looking at the title. Building social research capacities in higher education institution in Laos, PDR and Malaysia. This one is special because this one, the reason they got this grant is because they put Laos as part of the countries. Actually, European Union actually are targeting some countries that are underdeveloped and they want to help develop that country, and Laos is one of them. Active learning in engineering education. It's very, very clear, and Uni 10, also UM is getting this grant. Some other type of grant, topic, sorry, early nutrition academy, Southeast Asia, Southeast Asian social innovation network, capacity to organize massive public educational opportunities in universities of Southeast Asia. So this is the list that I have put. So if you want to see the list, is now available down here, utm.my/international/Erasmus CBHE project in Malaysia. This is, I think the latest one is the one that I updated. I don't know if they updated after I left the office, but probably they did. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about this one, strategic IP management for effective RNI in Asian higher education. For this, UTM is the coordinator. The aim and objective of this is actually to develop the 8 partner country higher education institution to establish actually EICC, Innovation and Commercialization Center. They call it IP Management Unit. So this is just to develop the capacity in all the countries and all the universities that join to help them build their own IP management unit. And the money that is given by the European Union, we can use to buy equipment, we can use to develop capacity. So I will share a little bit of the activities that we've gone through. This is the list of partner university that is going through this project. We have 2 in Malaysia, 2 Thailand, 2 Indonesia, 2 Philippines, and 4 from EU. And this is the grant that we received, 831,000 euro, around 4 million ringgit. So UTM now is the manager that manage all this money to give to all of the other partner. You can imagine the headache that I go through to manage this grant, and definitely is something of a learning experience for me as well. We actually didn't manage to finish all the money. We only managed to finish 3 million something. So we have to return some of the money back to Erasmus. This is all only the partner. So in terms of the output, just in case you guys are interested to apply for the grant as a coordinator, so you can see the flow of the work package here is very clear given by Erasmus. So the way that we do it, we first do needs assessment. If you see Dr. Nojelia pattern is also almost the same. First, they do the survey. They want to understand what is the gap, and then they do gap analysis to see what is the problem in IP management. And after that, once we got the problem, we asked the European partner to start developing training schedule for us, for the Asian partner. Then the European partner will develop the module, and then they will start capacity building. Capacity building means we will go there or they will come here in all of the partner university in order to do the training. On site, we do this 4 times. We go to Bologna, we go to Czech Republic, we go to Thailand, and we go to Indonesia for the capacity building. And in terms of infrastructure, we are getting some money in order to build the IP management unit. They give us 16,000 euro, around 50 or 60,000 ringgit, 60,000 ringgit to build, to buy laptops, to buy web server and web software and all those stuff, and also to develop the policy in terms of university IP policy. And within that time, I think one of the concern of Erasmus is you need to make sure that you are doing monitoring and quality management properly for the project. And also they are very interested in dissemination strategy. strategy. So you need to advertise your project as much as possible. So as far as possible, they even ask us to do the video conference masuk surat khabar tu kan. So when we ask the media to come and get information about the project. Okay, I'll go very quickly. So among all the partner, we divide the tasks accordingly. So every partner have their different tasks. These are all the activities that we have gone through. Let me just check the time. I have 15 minutes left. I'll just go very quickly. This is the IP unit that we have developed in UTM. And we have planning for year 1, year 2, year 3, and every single one of them we have assigned to a partner to do. If anyone is interested, I will be able to share this. This is just some picture of us in Bologna and in maybe in Czech Republic as well. So in terms of impact of this grant, so in all capacity building grant from Erasmus, they are interested in how we are impacting in terms of the number of trainees that we can train. For example, in this project, we target to train 800 researchers in terms of IP management. So each of the university will have their own tasks and their own responsibility to train this to train this trainee. And we are also targeting to build IP strategy, help build IP policies and strategy at institutional level, but also build network in terms of a regional network of IP management. So if you can think of any of your unit that might benefit from this is, for example, you are a part of IT unit and you think your IT unit needs some capacity building, then you can find some European partner and tell them that we are interested to develop our IT unit to do this and that. Then you can discuss this to apply for the grant together. The grant application is all online. If interested, you can contact me later. Oh, I'm actually at the end already. So that is all about the Spire project, which is the capacity building project. I'm now going to talk a little bit about the UMAP Research Net. This is University Mobility of the Asia Pacific. So there are actually many bodies like this that are giving grants. Not only UMAP, there are also others like GE3, GE4. If you look online for a grant, especially mobility grant, then you can find a lot, especially from Europe, and now Japan, Asia Pacific also are getting into this as well. UMAP is actually from Japan. Japan is the leader, the chair at the moment for UMAP. So for this one, I apply for 5,000 US dollar grant, development of student 21st century skill through student mobility international multidisciplinary project based learning. So basically, I'll talk a little bit about this as well. This is a collaboration between 3 universities, UTM, UNJ, and also KMUTT Thailand. So actually, 3 of us meet in one of the training in Germany. There is also another idea that you might be interested in. Germany or DAAD actually have a lot of opportunity for you to go for training, and they sponsor everything. They sponsor your flight to to German. They sponsor all your accommodation and stuff. You look for DAAD scholarship. So they train in a lot of things, internationalization. They train in management, project management. They also train the dean as well. They have a dean training scheme. So many opportunities under DAAD. So for this project, I like to share this because I think this is interesting. This is actually the first time we have run this project, and after we have run this, we managed to do it every year with our own funding. We try to find funding somewhere, but we managed to do this every year after the first funding from UMAP. So the way we do this is we get students from UTM, KMUTT, and UNJ to join, and all the students from this university will go to the other countries in 3 separate cycles. So the first phase we go to UTM, for certain training. Then second phase we go to KMUTT for certain training, and the third phase we go to UNJ for certain training. So you can imagine the student will be interested in program like this because they can go to different countries. So this is one of the event that is happening in UTM. Basically, what we do in this grant is we want to develop the student 21st century skill, and especially the cultural aspect, because we are introducing uh, KMUTT, UNJ together in the group. We mix the student together so they have some cultural experience, and we try to use English in terms of communication because Thai student cannot speak Malay or Indonesia, although Malay and Indonesia student are very comfortable together when they are in a team. 21st century skill, everybody knows what this is. I'm not going to talk about this, but this is what we are going, we help the student to develop in some of these skills. So the activity that we plan, we actually use design thinking as part of the process in three phase. I probably go straight to the phase. So for the first phase, I think, if I'm not mistaken, we do design thinking in the first phase. And the second phase in Thailand, we do a lot of cultural activity. In terms of team working, I'll just share some of the activities in the. This is, I think, the first event that we had. This word cloud here is what the student feedback using online system, and what they think about the experience so far. We had a lot of challenges. Definitely, we have students stuck in Singapore. We have some students stuck in Malaysia, cannot go back, missed flight, and all those. This has created a new type of challenges, because before this we do event only in Malaysia or only in one place, but now we do event in three different places in three different time, which creates a whole lot new experience for us and also for the students. And so these are some of the tools that we use for the program. And a part of the project is we introduce cultural activities as well. We have Indonesian student and Thai student here doing some of their cultural dance. In total, we have around 46 students, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just gonna skip this for you to see some of the picture of the activities. You see here, we are doing IoT stuff, Internet of Things. After they do design thinking, they develop their prototype using IoT, and then they presented using a business plan at the end. Um, Okay, so these are just some of the thoughts that the student thinks about the program. We have received good feedback in terms of the feedback. These are also some of the feedback from the student. Some comment that they have improved their English skills. Some comment they have improved their social skills, because this is a long-term discussion. I mean, they meet three times in three different months. So you can imagine the bond that they create. Most of the students, they have still connection with their friends from the other countries still. So these are some of the projects that they have developed. I think I will just move quite fast here. Some closing notes on this. Um, I say that the way that you want to get this grant, one of the way is to build network within your friends or your long friends from your PhD, or if you have a new friends you met in conference, you want to talk to them and see if you have a mutual interest and you want to build something together. And what is most important is the commitment from each of the university. You can see from this grant, we only get this for 1 year in 2017, and we managed to run this for 3 years, 2018, 2019, 2020, but we didn't do any this year because of COVID, and I'm also not available in Unity M at the moment. But we managed to do this even without funding. student are the one who pays for this at the end, and we fund ourselves at some point because they are interested to do the learning. They are also interested to do the traveling. And they are willing to spend the money, and I would say that the money that they spend is well worth it because of the experience that they are getting. And some of the university like UNJ and KMUTT also are putting funding, especially UNJ are putting a lot of funding on this. They sponsor us to go a lot of different places because they have specific funding that can help us build the program. So that is my closing notes on the UMAP program. Maybe on another idea of maybe if you want to develop your own summer school. This one is Internet of Things innovation that I have developed in 2018, if I'm not mistaken. We received student from France to come to Malaysia to do Internet of Things, design thinking, and stuff like that. And they are willing to pay, especially in the European country. When they see program like this in Asia, in Malaysia, it's actually very cheap for them. I charge them, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 2,000 US dollar for 2 month stay in Malaysia, and accommodation provided, food during the program provided, transportation provided if they stay on campus, and that $2,000 is actually enough for me to cover all of the student. And we have quite a lot of profit as well. And for the student, you can imagine when they come here, they said they feel like kings because in their country they cannot get the treatment that they get here in Malaysia. And $2,000 is actually 1 month rent that they have to pay in their country. So you can imagine that they actually are spending less when they come here. So these are actually opportunities for us to create programs that might interest the student. I think one of the most interesting highlights for these students are going to Pulau Tioman, where they spend 3 days in Pulau Tioman. Some of them even ask to stay more days, and they stay on their own. We only sponsor them to stay for 3 days. And also they also have a quite international experience when they come here. They talk to UTM international student. They talk, UTM student also become also become part of the buddies for this program. So this is another idea. If anyone wants to create your own program, definitely worth it. In the experience, the profit also is quite large as well. Okay, I think that is all from me. I think my time is up now. I would stop now. If anyone have any question, you can ask them. I give back the floor to Prof. Kamal. Prof. Kamal, dah tak ada ke?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, saya silap pula. Stop sharing.
Okay, thank you very much to Dr. Fauzan. So now I would like to open for any discussion that maybe you want to ask to our speaker today. So and then you can fill the form for the link attendance as well. It's being provided in the chat box. So if you have any questions you can ask, you can just unmute your mic so that you can ask the questions here. So we have no question today. Tak ada. Saya nak tanya pun saya tak dengar, saya duduk meeting.
Maybe
That's the
sebab
problem.
sharing je Prof. Tak ada apa orang nak tanya pun kot. Kita orang just fikir macam Dr.
Okay
Fauzan
lah,
dia
anyway.
koordinator, macam saya dengan Arif member.
They have more on experience. Dia pun
Ah.
coordinator as an experience as well, how to apply this particular grant lah, because dia yang buat kan. Okay, dia jadi coordinator tu. So that is good lah. At least our staff ni boleh dapat some information lah, especially how to do the on international grant lah. Okay, so I
Kejap,
think
saya
if
nak
there is no,
Nak tanya satu,
Mozam,
Dr.
okay.
Fauzan, tadi curious tadi, ada apa program yang daripada France tu, so maksudnya student daripada France datang Malaysia ke?
Ya, betul.
Boleh?
Saya tak bukan sekarang lah. Yang sebelum ni lah. Dah 3 tahun.
Sebab ada nampak
3 tahun.
2021.
Itu kita promote lah itu. Kita promote dia orang nak datang dah 12 orang tapi saya cancel lah sebab tak boleh.
Sekarang lah tak boleh.
Tahun ni tak boleh lah. Saya cancel tahun ni punya. Dah ada dah promote dah semua. Dah jadi dah tapi lah saya cancel lah. Tak berani lah nak commit sebab Jun dia punya program. Takut masih lagi problem kan.
Tapi yang dulu tu memang dah ada lah, maksudnya yang
Dah
daripada
ada dah.
Malaysia
Dah
tu.
3 kali dah batch datang. Yang tu yang dia orang pun nak datang lagi.
Okey, itu je.
How did you first
Dr.
dapatkan the first batch of students? How did you first dapatkan your first batch of participants from France?
Actually, the first batch comes from ada someone we met at the conference, and then we promote this program at that conference. Actually, international conference lah. So during the international conference, we promote the program, and one of the staff from that university actually interested. Then he said he wants to promote. For your information, actually many international, especially European universities, they have policies where they have to send their student overseas for international experience. It's a compulsory thing for them. So if they don't send to us to Malaysia, they send to UK, they send to German. So they just need to find somewhere. So I think that at that time that particular friend or person that I met in the conference, they are interested to try and send to Asia lah, because most of the students don't like to come to Asia for some reason. But after the cycle with us, they go to Tioman, they go to KL, and some of them even go to Thailand, Cambodia, Myanmar on their own. They feel after that they promote to their friends, and after that we keep getting a student from that university because they are interested to go around Southeast Asia, especially those are who are more extrovert or more into adventure lah. Kalau yang selalu pergi UK, pergi just nearby country just to fulfill the compulsory requirement by the country. I know that France university have this policy that they want 100% of their students to go abroad in order to graduate. If they don't go abroad, they cannot graduate.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Eileen. Okay, I think that's the end of our session today. Again, I would like to thanks to Dr. Fauzan, Dr. Arif, as well as Dr. Norjulia for your time to spend with us on this sharing session on international grant. So I hope that we can have some more later on. So I hope that if you want to apply grant as well in terms of Erasmus, so you can ask, I think Dr. Fauzan, because Dr. Fauzan know more about this grant, so that it can be counted as your international grant. Okay, so with that, again, thank you very much. So I end this with tasbih kifarah dan surah. Okay, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.